All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and start this just because nobody wants to watch me just sitting around doing nothing for a little bit. So, what I wanted to talk to everybody about today was, well, maybe I should introduce myself. My name's Carice. I work at Rare Rides Company in Mooresville, North Carolina. We are a consignment dealership for classic cars, and I am the office manager up here at the front. I do a lot of the billing, paperwork side of things. But I answer most of the phone calls that come through, and with a lot of those phone calls, I am getting customers that are running across scam websites, dealerships that don't exist, that are selling classic cars, trying to steal people's deposits and their personal information. So because it's happening so frequently, at least once a week, I get a phone call about it. I figured probably be a good idea to do a live event and show people how you can determine if a dealership is real, not real, some tips on it, and ways to prevent yourself from getting scammed through all these scam dealerships. So I have up quickly a fake dealership. I know it's fake. I've already done the research on it. But let's say that you landed on this page looking for a car that you were really after and they claim to have it in their inventory. I just wanted to kind of go over how we know that this business is fake and how we know it's just not a real deal. I've actually got two different ones up that I will do. And then I've also got information on if you have been scammed, if you have given a deposit or some money, if you have been subject to turning over your personal information, some different reports that you can file so that the FBI can know and the FTC so that they can get involved in trying to get these places shut down. So first, I am going to go to I'm just going to say that I've been searching around for these classic cars that are on my screen, and I am particularly interested in this 1967 Chevrolet Chevy Nova. What's caught my eye about this, that should be a red flag for everybody first and foremost, is the price. These cars are all listed under selling value. Now, with that said, I think the scammers are going to start to get a little bit more keen on where their pricing is at. So the tips that I'm going to share, I don't think that it's a bad idea to do on any dealership that you run across for any car that you come across. I think it's a good idea to do your research no matter who the dealership is or anything, because for one, a real dealership is not going to reuse anybody else's photos. They're not going to leave money on the table. If they have a chance of making more money, they will. We have to pay our advertisers, our electricity bills, and buy groceries for our families. We're not going to leave money just sitting out there and lose a bunch of it. And the other thing is that we all, in the classic car business at least, every single one of us has unique cars. You're not going to find the same cars at every single dealership. It's just not how classic cars work. They all have different modifications to them, or if they're all original, that's the paint condition is going to be completely different. The bumpers and chrome is going to be completely different from a different one that's sitting on somebody else's lot. So all these cars are so unique. We're not looking to mess, or there's just kind of a camaraderie with classic car dealerships. So we all use our own photos, we all use our own social media, and we all advertise our cars in a unique way. And so when you come across these dealerships that are using somebody else's photos, you need to determine which one is the real dealership compared to which one isn't, because no two dealerships are just going to use each other's photos. It's just not how we work. There's copyright violations and all sorts of stuff there. So anyways, let's say I'm after this 1967 Chevrolet Chevy Nova. Couple of red flags right off the bat is, one is the price. This car should be listed for way more. The Chevy 2 Novas right now are selling, none of them are going to be under 30 grand. None of them. And then the ones that are really nice are going to be upwards in the 40s and 50s. And then depending on the build and how things are, then, you know, it can go upwards from there. So this one's already a red flag. Red flag number one is finding a great deal on a dealership website, because again, we're just not going to leave money on the table. So when I click into this and I look, we've got a spelling error here in the title. That's going to be your red flag number two. Whoever's system posted this in here was not able to read that that is a Chevy 2 and not a Chevy Lee Nova. So, and it's in multiple places in this write-up. They have it right here, but when it comes down into this orange box, it's all marked wrong. So just look out for those type of spelling errors. And we're human, so every once in a while we'll have one on our website also. We try and go in and correct those as soon as we see them, and we're definitely not going to have one on the title of a vehicle, because that is the number one thing that gets copy and pasted into our different social medias. When people are, that's the biggest thing that you're going to see on your website, so we're going to make sure that's correct. It's just kind of a weird thing that this is left as Chevy Lee Nova, so I would call that red flag number two. So first was the price, second is these spelling errors. So when we go through and we see that when we go through the photos and we see that this is a really nice car, okay, so but here's red flag number three, is the license plate has been edited out. If a car dealership has license plates, they're going to put theirs on the car. If they don't have license plates, more than likely they're just going to remove all license plates from the car. But just putting a blank license plate that has no advertising for your business is not typically going to be seen. Even the smallest of dealerships that I have seen and watched these photos on have their license plates with their logos on it and their contact information on it. So this would be another red flag to me, is having a license plate that is edited in the photos. Any editing done in photos is just odd, especially on your own website. I can see something happening on like Facebook or YouTube or something like that where something gets blurred because of the program itself, but on your own website, there's not going to be something that's edited, and especially not something that would have your dealership's information on there. So that's going to be red flag number three for me on this car. One was price, two, spelling errors, three is the edited license plates. But let's say you're just super excited to find this car. One of the first things that you want to do, absolutely first thing to do, is to right click the image and search the image with Google. This is going to pop up another box, and we want to find the image source, because Google's like, oh, you like this? I can tell you exactly what it is. It's a Chevy 2 Nova. We already know that. So we're looking for the image source. We want to know exactly where these photos came from and where they're being advertised on. And we're looking for the exact car that is featured in this. So I'm not looking at the ones that say Gateway. I'm not looking at the ones that say Street Side. I want to find this car's photos and exactly where it came from. I find it strange that Fred's Used Cars doesn't have his car posted on any other site besides their own, because most dealerships with classic cars are not able to sustain just their car or their cars on their websites, because then you're relying on people that are searching for certain cars. Whereas if you have yours on Auto Trader and Hemmings and Car Gurus, everything like that, that all costs money. And it does, but it helps us to sell the cars to a wide range of markets. So the only place right now that's going to be able to see Fred's Used Cars are those that have stumbled on this particular car. Let's see. These are all Gateway. It's not the same car. I need you to, or this to show me the exact same car. Let's see if this is it. So you might have to do a little searching through the photos to see if you can find the exact car that you're searching for and how it has popped up. This one didn't give it to me, but that's Gateway's showing a fixed price. We're looking for Fred's used cars, and it being listed for sale. And it's not really popping up. Search through all these pictures to find the car that is this car. Not necessarily a bad thing, by the way. It's just we want to know exactly where this car came from, and so that's kind of what we're looking for. This one is not the same as the red interior with car. I know where this car came from, and I'm trying to see if I can show you guys how you can know where it came from. I know it came from Fastlanes, but if you're not in the classic car industry, it's kind of hard to get across. Let me try a different photo. Let's see. Search Google. Find the image source. There it is, Fastlanes. So I'm going to click on this. Didn't include that, sorry. Back. Jenny Nova. Yeah, here's the photos. And here's the edited. See how they edited out that license plate that actually says Fastlanes on it. And then here you can see that Fastlanes is the one that has this photo booth, which means that Fred's Used Cars is using all of Fastlanes photos, which is a big no-no. That's a copyright violation. And then based on the price alone, we're looking at this car being way underpriced for what it should be, because even on Fastlanes, it shows that this was a frame-off restored car. That's going to jump the price up tremendously. And then it's just, yeah, basically all stolen photos. That's your biggest red flag. You shouldn't be able to find those photos anywhere else on any of the photos that pop up. Let me see if I can get, that engine photo was huge. Let me see if I can get these other ones to pop up. Show you how this works. Find image source. Yeah, Fastlanes. So that interior photo also immediately shows up as Fastlanes right there in the first image. I'm a little disappointed that the rest of the car photos didn't quite pop up first thing. It's showing me different things that are similar, but it's not the Fastlanes. But the interior and the image photo right there should tell you to pause, and that there's big question marks around this car. So when you have question marks around a car like this and you think, oh, okay, well, maybe they are just using somebody's photos and they got permission or something. The next thing that you want to do if you're going to find out information about this car is to have them send you a photo, and actually a video is best, to be honest. But they need to write your name down on a piece of paper along with the date, and they need to post it and have it either like on the windshield, or have them do it on the rear windshield, or specify a place you want it to be posted on. I want it on the back passenger side window. And I have them do a walk around of the car where it sits. They can zoom in on your name, zoom back out, continue the walk around of the car to show you that they really do have the car in their possession. You can, if they, no dealership's going to complain about that. It takes 2 seconds. But if for some reason they did, you could ask them to write down your name and the date, and then they need to send you a picture of them holding the piece of paper in front of the car that you're looking for. The main thing is that you want your name and date on a piece of paper on the car for you to be able to see that they do have that in their possession. And the problem is that AI and edited images are getting really good. It's easier to edit. So that's why I was saying it's going to be better to have a video that they have to do a walk around with your name on a piece of paper. I suggest this for any car that you are buying sight unseen, any car. Do not send deposits to people until you have some kind of eyes on that car. So either some kind of inspection or something like that. But this is a way for you to get eyes on that car with them sending you a video or the picture. Name on a piece of paper. Don't forget that that is key, because like Fred's Used Cars doesn't actually have this Chevy Nova, so they're not going to be able to send you that. They might be able to copy all the photos from Fastlanes and send it to you that way, but they're not going to be able to actually send you true with your name on it. Plus, it'd be weird if you ask them for more photos and then, especially something specific, and then they try and send you stuff that is still in a photo booth. Because cars don't stay in photo booths very long. So we know that this one's using Fastlanes. This one has a bunch of things that are wrong. The things that scare me about this website are for their financing. If you weren't carefully on figuring out what you were doing, they've asked for your name, your phone number, your email, your date of birth, and your social security number. They're asking people for all their employment status, their incomes, all this type of stuff. And all this is doing is Fred's Used Cars. They might exist out there somewhere, but this Fred's Used Cars on this website does not exist. And so when you're submitting this information to them, you're literally just handing over your identity to a scammer, 100%. So I'm going to show how to file an FBI report on this along with an FTC fraud report. But this website needs shut down yesterday. They also claim to have shipping with it. They're just getting really good at what they're doing when building these websites. So they have a way for you to enter in all of your details again to figure out shipping information. And if you haven't done your research on these cars to determine that this isn't a real website and you just submit all of your information over to them, they have so much stuff on you to be able to steal your identity. It's actually really, really sad. I would love to be able to say that I've talked to somebody at this place, but I left them a couple of phone calls and an email, and nobody ever got back to me. So that was, I'm trying to get scammed and I can't get scammed, so I feel kind of bad. But just beware anytime that you're filling out this information to these people, because it is going directly to scammers. The other thing that you can do, which I'm going to show this actually on the other site that I'm going to be on, but I ran a reverse image search, I think, on this guy. When you hover over it, it says a screenshot. This guy's screenshot was evidently captured on August 1st, 2024. I find that very interesting that they just posted up screenshots of these people on here. I don't know why that just cracked me up, but it did. But if I find the image source of this guy, I can see where he actually works at and kind of where they got his photos from. Just small little things that I find interesting. But big thing to do on the inventory, like I said, is to take these cars. I'll click on the 68 Firebird. I'm going to reverse image search on them and see if their photos pop up anywhere else. Here it pops up Fastlane cars again. Nobody's going to be reusing somebody else's photos. This is a huge, huge red flag. I know this isn't a real site, but for somebody that's stumbling across this, you have to do your homework on any of these cars. Even if you stumble across a car on our website, I would hope that you do a reverse image search. I hope that you do your due diligence on finding out if we're a real dealership or not, because it's peace of mind for everybody. But this is a fake website. Fred's-usedcars.com. Fake website. Hopefully that helps out a little bit there. So I'm going to move on to this Carolina Motorworks. This one is also a fake website. But I wanted to show some things that I found very interesting about this one and just how tricky scammers are starting to get. When I was going through this one, I actually thought that this was a real dealership because there is a Carolina Motorworks that's not too far from us here in Mooresville. So they're right down in Rock Hill, or I should say they were right down in Rock Hill. They are no longer in business. I didn't know that. They actually went out of business this year. So seeing their name on here, I instantly recognized that, nope, this is a legit company, except for it is not. So here's some different things with them. First, I'm going to go into their inventory. Oh, they just keep adding cars. These people are great. When I came on here, they did not have all of these. They didn't have this 1970 Ford Shelby or this 1959 Buick Electra. Those are brand new, added today. So we get to see them adding to their inventory. It's really exciting. So the first thing I'm going to do, I know they're fake, but let's say you didn't know they were fake. I'm going to click into this. I'm going to reverse image search because you do that, just do that anytime that you find a car that you like. Okay, you just want to make sure that you know what you're looking for. I'm a little disappointed in Google right now because it's not showing me the exact matches, and I've had it do this before. These, let's see, I want exact matches. Maybe if I spread this out a little. Dialers and overseas, that'll tell me who actually does have it for sale, but I was really hoping that Google would work with me a little bit more here. There's dialer again. Well, all of this is going to look as if it's coming across just fine. So again, we're going to have a red flag with the price. Pricing's way low. It's actually horribly low, comically so. So the price is going to be a big one. That's going to be a red flag. I am actually going to look for some more photos and see if I can find one that pops up. They took the license plate off the back. That's not going to, let's see if this shows up. Auto Hunter, well this is a 19, let's see. That's not even the same steering wheel. I'm looking for exact matches and Google is not giving them to me anymore. This is Skyway Classics. I know they're... Well, let's say that you did, because evidently we're going to run into this now. Let's say that you were doing this and you ran across and you can't find any images anywhere else, which I'm planning on sending an email to Google to let them know because not exactly the best. But let's say that you did run across this and you're like, oh, no, this works. I don't see any more things. So, like, I've got an awesome price, like, way lower than what it ever should be, and I'm going to go buy this car. Again, first thing to do is to request a photo or a video of your name written down on a piece of paper and have them be in front of the car with it, showing it, because they don't have these cars, and I know they don't have these cars because I actually found them earlier today. And let's see, this one that I just pulled up, I just did a reverse image search. So this is a 1962 Chevrolet Impala SS. Immediately when I pull it up, it shows that it's from Cars Remember When. That is a legitimate dealership. Not that you have to know that, but what you do have to know is that now there's two photos that are mirroring each other. This one shows sold. It's also rotisserie restoration, which means that this car should be way more than what they have it listed at right now. You can even, I mean, if you needed to, you could call them and ask them, you know, what they knew about the car and stuff like that. They're going to want to know that this was on a fake website anyway, so that they can get it shut down. So don't feel bad if you have to do something like that. We all answer those type of questions. But like this 1962 Chevrolet Impala for $25 is ridiculous, especially with it being a rotisserie restoration and a 409. So if you think that you've stumbled on a gold mine, you most likely haven't. You're most likely about to be scammed. So just make sure that you're requesting those photos and videos. That's going to be the biggest thing. The other one, some of the other things that you can do, and this is where I want you to kind of know how good these people are getting. They have the old Carolina Motorworks owners on here, which is truly their name. If I go on to this is Rock Hill, South Carolina. So if I go on to the South Carolina, it's all popping up for me because I've already done all this. But I go to the Secretary of State, and I am going to look for businesses and see what I can find in the way of businesses. I want the business entities search. And I'm going to put Carolina Motorworks here and search. And this is why I want you to understand how good these scammers have gotten. Carolina Motorworks LLC is listed in here and as good standing, which means if you just go into this and just look for the business name, you're going to see that it's in good standing. It even has the guy's name on here, and it has the address of the business that they have listed as their dealership. Now, I know that they've shut down, but if you didn't know this, this all checks out, which is, again, to me, really scary because they're updating their inventory. They're adding new, like they're showing that stuff is sold. They've got the correct guy's name on here. They've got the correct address on here. Everything is checking out. But it's not a real dealership. This is a fake website that is here. This Carolina Motorworks LLC website is not the correct one. So if you go through and you check all this, one of the things that struck me as funny, I have to move my little camera thing, was when I would click on their Facebook, it would just take me to facebook.com. It doesn't actually take me to their site, which is a red flag. You only put that stuff down there so that people can actually follow you and follow your page and stuff like that. But if I search Carolina Motorworks, I've got two different Carolina Motorworks. They pop up as the same dealership in place, except for one of them hasn't been updated since 2018. And their website is carolinamotorworks.com, not Carolina Motorworks LLC. And the phone number is different from what is listed on their website. So this phone number is the 336-0451. And if you come here to contact, that phone number is not listed on here. They have 380 and 216. So the phone numbers are completely different. But let's go back to that other one, the Carolina Motorworks, this one. This one also is carolinamotorworks.com, not LLC. And the phone number is the same one that is listed on the other one, and not any of the ones that they have on their website. So they're taking us straight to facebook.com, not to a Facebook that actually belongs to Carolina Motorworks. It does the same thing for Instagram. There's no reason to put Instagram.com on there if you're not actually going to go someplace with it. And it does the same for Twitter and everything. So those are some other red flags. It's just that they don't even have social media set up at all. And especially if you've been in the business for so long and have been trying to get the business started in 2001, but no social media presence whatsoever. It's just a little odd. At least not for Carolina Motorworks LLC. If I Google their address, actually, I'll just pop up a new screen here. Might as well. Let's go Carolina Motorworks. That's their website. But here's where I want to go. I want to see the map on the outside. This is the other thing that I want you guys to see is how good this all looks. Because somebody has got in here and has updated the phone numbers. The address is slightly off because they have 858 instead of 818 compared to what the other one showed. But if I come in here and I see the map view, to see this. There's Carolina Motorworks. So that all checks out. Look, there's even cars out here in the front. There's a classic car inside the building. It looks like they're still in business. Now, this was from August of 22 because they were still in business in August of 22. So this is what I was talking about, that the scammer, they're getting good. They're getting good at finding these places and being able to make it look so real. And your biggest key takeaways are if you're finding the cars for thousands of dollars off, no, you're not. You're just really not. If ask for the photo. I keep saying it over and over and I continue to say it. That's your number one defense against these guys is asking for a video or photo with your name and date so that they have to have the car physically there. And then just do your research. You could even call neighbors of them. We had somebody that did that for us when they bought a car from us. They actually called around to our neighbors to make sure that we were still in business and that we were who we said we were. So you could do the same thing. Don't feel shy about doing it. You don't want to get scammed. And if you're calling them and they're saying, oh yeah, I've got so many people on this, I need a deposit right away to hold this car. Do not send anybody money without having eyes on the vehicle. Do not. Every dealership is going to 100% be perfectly fine with you requesting a pre-purchase inspection, having a family member going in, you physically coming and seeing the car, something along those lines so that you're not just handing your money over to people that you don't know anything about. Their website, I don't know. It just kind of cracks me up. I love this front page thing. This quickly thrown together. But anyways, so hopefully that helps in determining this. Like I said, I'm a little disappointed in the Google search results. On a lot of these, I can Google reverse search and it used to pop up just immediately for who the car's. Here it is. So this car, lead image, reverse searched it, and it comes out Legendary Motors LLC. It's a sold 1959 Buick Electra. Look at all these photos that they have of it. The other thing with this Carolina Motorworks is they never show the ones that they use from Cars Remember When, they never show the back ends of the cars, and that's because they've edited out the license plates, and so they can't show that. The ones that they steal from this company, of course, they'd be able to, but anybody that you're noticing double the photos on, you're going to have to call to see which one's the legit place. you have to do your search and research on this and determine which place is actually the legit dealership that's going on. And price is going to be very, very telling on a lot of these. Now, when the scammers get up to the point where they know that price is killing their sales and showing them off, then they're probably going to up the prices. So reverse image search and ask for those photos. That's the biggest thing. But let's say that you ran across everything and you have ended up getting scammed. One of the things that you can do is you can fill out an Internet Crime Complaint Center. It's an IC3 report. These do get looked at. 100%. I fill them out for every website that I have to get taken down, which I've done 4 or 5 here since in the past year. But people that steal our photos and I get them all taken down, but I have to fill out an IC3 report. This goes straight to the FBI. They look up your internet crime complaints. They have you fill out a lot of information, and the best thing to do is just fill out the information that you know personally. So especially if you've had contact with somebody at this dealership, and then you find out later it's a scam or something like that, fill out all the information, what the name was that they gave you, the emails, the phone numbers, everything. It walks you through how to do it all, and it's really not hard to do. So you come in here and you click a file a complaint, and then it goes through all this that shows that you're gonna have to be truthful about everything that you do. You'll accept that you will be truthful on this, and it'll walk you through all the different steps up here. So it takes you through, were you the victim? Was it your mother? Was it your father? You know, was it a business? That type of thing. So you answer all these different questions. You go through, if you didn't send them a deposit, but they took your information, you're going to want to make sure that you actually put that into your report and everything. But on financial transactions, it'll ask you, like, did you give them money? If you did, you'll want to absolutely have this form filled out so that they can look into this. They'll ask you about description. You can send them screenshots. You can submit all sorts of different stuff to them, and then you'll sign it and you'll send it off to them. You might not hear anything back. That's okay. Please don't think that they're not investigating. They are. I know that they are because I was contacted about a couple of my reports that I filled out, and they had questions for me for some other websites that were mimicking and doing the same things. And so they had contacted me to see, how much damages and stuff like that were occurring. So it is getting looked at. I know it feels like you just submit something and it just disappears into thin air, but I promise it is getting looked at. The other thing I would encourage everybody to do if you find these scam websites is to fill out an FTC Fraud Report. So this is at reportfraud.ftc.gov. This also gets looked at. I actually, because of the reports that I have filled out with the FTC fraud report, I have been contacted by the Homeland Security team. They had questions about different dealerships that we were looking into and complaining about and everything. And so these also get looked at. This isn't something that you fill out and it just disappears. This is a very serious crime that these people are committing. And the government is absolutely looking into it. It's just they tend to be multiplying faster than people are getting them shut down. So if you come across a business that is not real, fill out these reports, get them submitted in, and so that more and more of this can come through and they can see just how big of a problem it is. They see it, but the more this gets done, the better it's going to be for everybody. So those are the 2 reports that I would do. If you come across a scam website, dealership website, or if you have been scammed, if you did send somebody a deposit and then it ended up not being real, make sure you get these forms filled out. Trying to think of anything else that might help out in the meantime. Biggest thing, like I said, red flags are going to be price. Any of the spelling errors that occur are going to be a pretty big red flag. If they're using somebody else's photos, that's a huge no-no. They can't do that. That's copyright violations 101. So determine which one is the real dealership because nobody's going to be using somebody else's photos. And then Also, just make sure that you're asking for those photos, videos, something that shows that they really have the car, and not just a video. Oh, I just want to see a video of it running. They can get that from anywhere. We have videos of our cars running all the time on Facebook, on YouTube. You can just go and copy them and it doesn't matter. So you're not looking for a car, the photos and videos of it just running. You want your name and information to be posted in that video somehow, some way. They need to show that they have that car with your name and your date, so that it's like there's no way around that. If they don't have the car, they can't get you that video. And if they can't get you that video, that's a huge red flag, because I can go out there right now to any of our cars in our dealership and get somebody a video right away. It's not hard. It's super easy, and we will 100%, any dealership that's legit will 100% do this, because they want a sale. We're not going to let you think that we're a scam. We want to sell the cars that are right in our showroom. So hopefully these tips help. Something that you can do that I didn't do on these two websites is you could Google their address and you can go down into that street view like I did with the Carolina Motorworks. It didn't work so much on this one because of the content and the fact that they found a place that was so new that was closed. But sometimes you can find these scam dealerships where they say that all their cars are indoors in this indoor showroom, and all the pictures are taken in this really nice show booth, and like they have everything screams that we're an indoor car room and car showroom. And when you pull up their Google Maps, that shows them as a buy here, pay here lot, which nothing wrong with a buy here, pay here lot, but it's not an indoor car showroom. So if they're claiming that they keep 40 to 50 cars all indoors, then there needs to be a building that supports that. If they're claiming that they're all indoors and you're finding an outdoor parking lot that has all late model cars in it, Hondas and Toyotas in their parking lot, and you're looking at classics like Chevy Bel Airs and Mustangs and Camaros from the 60s, then that doesn't support anything that they have on that website. So just make sure that everything is adding up nice and neat with these dealerships. That's the biggest thing. Hopefully this helps. If anybody has any questions or you need anything, please just let me know. But I really appreciate you guys coming to this, and hopefully this has helped even just slightest amount on knowing what to do. Thanks.